hello and welcome to Caravanning Max. And if it's your first time watching the channel, a particular welcome to you. Thanks for joining us. Our viewer numbers and subscriber numbers are still consistently going up, about which we're absolutely delighted. So many thanks to all of you out there for all your support. We're really grateful for it. Thank you very much. In our last vlog, we talked about a visit to the Caravan, Camping and Motorhome show at the NEC, and it was great to be back at the show. We really enjoyed our time there. And it was even better to meet some of our subscribers. And in that regard, a big thanks and hello to Mark and Sally and family whom we met at the show and who said some very kind things about the channel, about which we were delighted. Thanks very much indeed. It was great to meet you. While we were at the show, we did buy one or two new things, but we won't feature those today. We'll try them out first and perhaps show them in future vlogs and let you know how we get on with them. One thing we did notice at the show that we were a little bit disappointed at was that compared to the caravans and the motorhomes, there were relatively few caravans. Now we know that the manufacturers and dealers have still got difficulties with stock and supply, but we think that it was a great chance for buyers to see caravans back to back, possible buys, and we think the manufacturers might have missed a bit of a trick there. There was hardly anything from Swift, for example, and we know they've got their online project for selling caravans, but nothing quite beats the chance to get inside a van, to sit down and see how comfortable it is, to check what the storage is like and check the build quality of possible buys back to back. So we hope that by the time the October NEC show comes round, that situation will have changed and we'll see lots more caravans at that particular show. Now everybody knows that sales of all the recreational vehicles, the camper vans, the motorhomes, the caravans, are still going up, either new vehicles or new to you. And today we want to talk about essential equipment that caravan buyers will need. We think it's not always made clear exactly what equipment is needed, what will or won't come with a caravan, what else they need to get, the equipment that you just can't do without, the absolute minimum, the absolute essentials. So today we're trying to help with that. We're trying to help you make a list of those absolute essentials, nothing else, just the basics, the things you can't leave home without. And we're going to leave out all the other additional things that you can buy and all the other lovely accessories that you can buy for you to have a look at once you get used to using your van. We also would like to clarify what you can expect to get from a manufacturer if you're buying a new caravan, or the things that you don't get when you're buying a used caravan that you might need to discuss with the seller, and we'll talk in more detail about that a little bit later. Now, as we planned this vlog, we realised that if we included all the basic essentials in the right way, it would make the video far too long. So we've decided to split this Caravan Essentials vlog into two parts, but publish both at the same time. So part 1 and part 2 are both available to watch now. And by doing it this way, we hope it helps you to watch more conveniently, to enable you to get a better look at the important information that you need in a more helpful way. So to get back to those essentials that you'll need on every caravan trip, we're going to try and show you those this morning, but with just a couple of exceptions. We're not going to talk about bedding, and we're not going to talk about the kitchen equipment, because in those categories there's lots of personal choices and personal preferences, so we're going to leave those to you to research and decide upon and to get for your caravan. We won't be talking about those. Before starting out on this list of absolute essentials, a little bit of advice. Before you buy anything, have a list of what you need. Do your research, read reviews, ask other caravanners, compare prices. If it helps you at all, do feel free to contact us. We don't present ourselves as experts, but we're very happy to help if we can. So do your preparation before you buy anything. Now, when you were planning to buy your caravan, we're sure that you must have thought about where you're going to keep it, whether you're going to keep it at home or in a dedicated storage area. Either way, you are going to need security equipment. And it's that we want to start with this morning, the vital question of caravan security. Caravan prices are constantly going up, as are the numbers of thefts of caravans, so it's really vital for you to protect your hard-won investment with the proper security equipment, and your insurers will expect and insist on it. So with regards to security, let's start with the bare minimum, two items that almost all caravanners will use and they will probably add more to that later on. But let's start with those two main items that caravanners use to protect their caravan security.
The first item you will need is a hitch lock. This covers up and locks onto the hitch head of the caravan and hopefully will prevent it being towed away by a thief. There are lots of these on the market, mostly pretty good, but be sure that A, before buying, check it fits your particular caravan hitch, and B, that it has some kind of security accreditation for quality, such as Sold Secure, etc.
So whichever hitch lock you decide to buy, whichever one you get, please be sure to use it any and every time the caravan is left stationary and unattended, whether that's at home, in your storage area, on a caravan site, or particularly on the road or the motorway when you're travelling and you want to stop for a toilet or a coffee break. Just put on the hitch lock and give your caravan that little bit of security, and don't make it easy for the thieves to tow it away.
Secondly, you will also need some kind of wheel lock. There are lots of different designs to choose from, but the one thing they have in common is that they're all designed to stop the caravan wheel turning once they're locked in place. Do your research, compare prices, and always use your wheel lock when the van is left unattended.
So we hope that brief look at the first two basic items of security for your caravan, the hitch lock and the wheel lock, we hope that's been helpful, and when you've got those, please be sure to use them at all times when your caravan's unattended. There's lots more security items available on the caravan market. We're not going to talk about those today. We're going to leave those to you to research as your use of the caravan goes on, and decide which of those, if any, are going to be useful to you. Moving on to something else now, before you tow your caravan anywhere, before you move it, you're going to have to wind up or down the corner steadies at each of the corners of your caravan. And for that, many of us use the basic corner steadies winding handle. Now lots of people perhaps don't use the handle. They'll use a drill driver, a power driver with an attachment to wind their corner steadies up and down. Now, I've had a go at that. I found I didn't like it. I prefer to use the corner steadies handle because I think it gives me a better feel when I'm winding the corner steadies up and down, and I can be more sensitive to how tight they are, so I'm not in danger of over tightening them. But it's a matter of personal choice. Lots of us use the handle, lots of people use a driver with an attachment. It's really up to you. But the corner steadies handle is a really vital piece of equipment to have to hand if you prefer to do it the same way as myself, or if your drill driver breaks down or the battery goes flat. So it's an essential piece of equipment to have with you just in case. If you're buying a new caravan, you'll almost certainly get one of those from the manufacturer. If you're buying a new to you caravan, perhaps not, and you might need to think about getting that for yourself. So that's the Caravan Corner Steadies winding handle.
Before using your new caravan, we would also stress the importance of various items of safety equipment. To start with, if buying from a dealer, you will almost certainly find that fitted in your caravan there's a smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide detector.
So that's the smoke alarm and the carbon monoxide detector. I understand these are both legal requirements in caravans being sold these days, so make sure when you pick up your caravan that they are both fitted in the van. Make sure that they're working. Don't spend a single night in the caravan until you're checked they're working. They both have quite obvious test buttons. I won't press them now for fear of deafening everybody, but it's really easy to test them, and once you've got your caravan, do check them on a regular basis. Do check. Change the batteries a couple of times a year to make sure that's not going to be a problem, and never ever be tempted to disable these. Literally, your life could depend on it. Keep them operating, let them protect you. A couple of other safety items that we obviously never ever leave home without are our fire blanket and our fire extinguisher. Really important, vital safety items. Never leave home without those. Really important to get good quality items. Do your research, check them out. Get a good quality item, get the right type of item. When you've got them, locate them somewhere safe and secure and easy to reach in the event of an emergency. And be sure that you're familiar with the instructions for using both. Really important to know how to use them. Check the expiry date from time to time on your fire extinguisher. The contents of those don't last forever. Really important not to go past the expiry date, or you might find it doesn't work. Mentioned a moment or two ago that they're useful in terms of small fires, and that's true. But the standard advice in terms of fire is quite simply this. In the event of a fire, what you should do is get everybody out of the caravan, raise the alarm on the caravan site, and dial 999 for the fire service. Only then can you think about anything else. It's relatively straightforward to replace a caravan, relatively straightforward to replace the contents, but what you can't replace are the people. So do please take care and have the proper fire safety equipment and know how to use it.
For getting in and out of your caravan safely, you'll need a step. A quick search will show dozens of types, some metal, others folding, but lots of them are too expensive, too heavy and not very reliable. Our recommendation would be this single-step plastic one. It's light, strong and easy to clean and would cost just around £10 or so to buy. If you're buying a new caravan, you usually get one of these as original equipment. To make things easier for us, we use a twin-step version that's no heavier to carry and costs just a couple of pounds more.
If you've already collected your caravan, you probably have this next item already. But if you haven't collected it, don't forget them whatever you do. You need them to tow safely, you need them to tow legally, and I'm talking about caravan towing mirrors. The car mirrors by themselves just won't do. There's a huge selection of these on the market, different sizes, different shapes, different makes. Lots of personal preference comes into this. There's not only different sizes and shapes, but different ways to attach them to your car. So it's really important that you do your research, do your homework, read reviews, check what will fit your caravan, ask others if you're not sure, and do compare prices. Really important to do your homework before you purchase. When you've got them, read the instructions and make sure you're familiar with how to set them up. Attach them securely to your car and get used to looking in these rather than the car mirrors. Takes a little while to get used to, but everybody will do it quite quickly. Important to check these before any manoeuvre with the caravan. These are a vital piece of equipment, sometimes kind of neglected and not enough attention paid to them, but towing mirrors are a vital piece of safety equipment, a legal piece of safety equipment, so do choose them carefully and make sure you use them every time you've got the caravan on tow. So you've successfully towed your caravan to the site and you've arrived at your chosen pitch. Now, don't be tempted to just get it onto the pitch any old how and leave it there. The first thing to say is that most sites have some rules about how you pitch, and it's important to follow those for safety and for courtesy. So do check on those and put your caravan onto the pitch in compliance with those. But it's also important to check that your caravan is actually level on the pitch. Although the pitch may look level, it may not actually be totally so, so it's important to check. Some good reasons for that. If the caravan isn't level, then your fridge may be affected. Fridges don't work as effectively as they should if the caravan isn't level, and you might find that it's wasting energy and not keeping your food as cool as it should be. Additionally, if you've got water in the sink or water in the shower, it may not drain away effectively if the caravan isn't level, allowing it to do that. It's also a bit strange walking around a caravan that isn't level. It gives you a kind of weird feeling, and the killer of all is a good night's sleep in a caravan that isn't level is often really impossible. So that's a really good reason to avoid that. So check your caravan's level, check its level front to back and side to side. And there's only a couple of bits of equipment you need for that, and one of those is a spirit level. And it's quite easy to invest in a good spirit level. It's an important piece of equipment, but sometimes overlooked. We'll show you how that can be used in a moment or two in terms of levelling, and they're not expensive to buy. This one was just a couple of pounds from the range, and now we'll show you how that can help in terms of levelling your caravan for comfort in particular.
If the caravan's not level on the pitch, do side to side levelling first. Place the spirit level gauge on the floor of the van just inside the door, pointing side to side across the caravan. Place a levelling ramp in front of the wheel that's lower and gently bring the caravan forward a little at a time up the ramp till the gauge shows at the van's level. Secure the caravan with the handbrake and chock its wheels so it cannot move. Then for front to back levelling, turn the spirit level to point front to back. Then use the jockey wheel to raise or lower the front of the caravan until the gauge shows that the van is now level.
So this is a levelling block or levelling ramp, as you saw in the little bit of video there. This is the one that we have. They're often sold in pairs, and the only time you'll need a pair is if you have a twin axle caravan. If you've got a single axle caravan as we have, you don't really need a pair. Just buy one. You'll only ever need one for a single axle caravan, so no need to buy the pair. And once you've got the caravan level, then you can get your steadies down, you can get on with the rest of your setup and be comfortable. They're not expensive, really robust and strong. This one comes with an optional chock that locks onto the block that helps to keep the caravan secure once we've levelled it. Not expensive, last a long time. You probably won't use them very often, but if you don't get them or you don't use them, and on a particular pitch your van's not level, you might wish that you had. So that's the levelling block, levelling ramp, an important piece of equipment to have on your list.
LPG or liquefied petroleum gases are an essential and versatile source of power for caravanners, as they can run your cooker, your fridge and your hot water and heating. These are either butane, usually in a blue bottle, or propane, usually in a red bottle, and most caravanners use propane as it has a lower freezing point and so can be used in winter usually without difficulty. The bottles come in different weight sizes, and your dealer or your caravan handbook will advise on the gas bottle size your caravan can carry. Most folks carry 2 bottles, so that if one runs out, you can change over to the full one and cooking and heating can still carry on as normal.
Now we should also mention that when you're buying Cala gas in particular, you're not just buying the gas, you're also putting down a deposit on the metal bottle. So after you get your gas from whichever retailer you use, you should receive from Cala one of these, a rental agreement, or it's called a cylinder refill agreement. You should get one of those sent to you. If you don't, you should follow that up. You might need this when it comes to exchanging your empty bottle for another full one, or if you need to surrender the bottle at any time in the future and get back that deposit that you paid right at the start. So make sure that you get one of these after you've got your gas from your retailer. If not, do follow that up. It goes without saying that when you're using gas in any shape or form, you need to be very careful and give it all your attention. And particularly so when you're changing over one empty bottle to a full one, you're going to need a gas spanner. There's some dedicated ones around that are made to fit, or you could just use one of these that we have. It's an adjustable spanner. Plenty of those around. They'll do the job perfectly well. The thing to do is just make sure that the jaws of something like this open wide enough to do the job before you buy it. There are lots of sizes around, but do make sure that it will open wide enough to change the gas bottle when you need to change it over. So there you are, that's a little bit about gas, one of the essential services that you're all going to need. So that's it for the first video in this 2-part series, part 1 of the Caravan Essentials. We hope you found it interesting, we hope you found it useful. There are more absolutely essential items in part 2, and that's also available to watch now. Watch them as a pair, we hope they'll be helpful. Thanks for watching and joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed the video and we hope you found it helpful. If so, please do give us a thumbs up and press that like button if you wouldn't mind. If you haven't already subscribed and you would like to do so, we'd really appreciate it. It's free to do and it really does help the channel, and we certainly would appreciate your support. If you are already subscribed and you would like to know when the next vlog is available to watch, do just press on that notifications bell icon and YouTube should let you know when the next video is available to watch. Of course, as ever, if you have any questions or comments on anything that you've seen, If you want to get in touch with us, please do so in the usual YouTube way in the comments section, or details of our email and Twitter and so on will all appear at the end of the vlog. Please do use those if you want to get in touch, and we will respond to everybody who gets in touch with us. So until next time, when we hope to have your company again, thanks for watching, stay healthy, if you're travelling, do travel safely, and above all, keep calm and caravan on. It's cheerio from the Max. Bye.